Hi Mermaid Junkies, how are you? Did you have a good weekend? Okay, so I just want to come to you guys and talk to you about several things that have been on my mind, okay? I don't know if anybody saw my last video, but it was a little bit hardcore, like in comparison to how I try to normally be calm and not curse. But you know what I decided? I decided that once again, I am the kind of person, okay, so one thing that I really want to talk to you guys about is deception. And the reason this came about is because I noticed some things that were happening on social media recently. And I've had my own personal experiences in the past with people and social media. I mean, everybody has a past, everybody has a history, right? And for some reason, well, not for some reason, but a lot of times people, myself included, had a big time struggle with social media. Now, I'm not the person that's going to sit here and dress in my old Victorian, old-fashioned clothes and tell you, times are changing and we need to, mostly focus on the fact that our kids are on social media too much. And I don't think that that's true. I think you should be on social media all the freaking time, okay? Now, how I've come to this conclusion is because of an experience or several experiences that I've had in my life. And so it has to do with social media. So I'm just gonna shoot the shit with you guys on a number of topics that have been in my conversation within these last 4 or 5 days previous. And talking to young kids and stuff. And if you guys don't know, I'm launching, I will be launching this summer Mermaid Junkie Academy. Now, Mermaid Junkie Academy has been trademarked and everything is copyright, reserved and trademarked. So I feel that now, because I have that professional label on it, that no one can steal my fucking ideas, right? With that and make money off of it. So that's one thing that you really need to think about, especially you high school kids, kids that are thinking about going to college, blah, 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 right? So anyway, think about that in business. You want to be smart in business, because if there's one thing that I've learned, well, I've learned a lot of shit, okay, guys? So the reason I wanted to talk about that was because, anyway, Mermaid Junkie Academy is basically it's a 501 nonprofit organization that I created probably in 2014, professionally or legally, if that makes any sense. Now, I've sat on the idea probably 2 decades because I felt it was something life experience teaches someone. You can't just, you can, and a lot of people do this, try to bullshit their way through the whole thing of oh, fake it till you make it. No, that shit doesn't work, okay? So you really, you can fake it till you make it, but eventually, this is where we're going to come back to the whole deception part, right? Is that life experience teaches you guys, and that's basic law of attraction, universal laws, is that life experience teaches you. And you can talk about shit till the cows come home, but unless you experience it, even with me, you're not going to relate to anything I'm saying, or you're not going to understand where I'm coming from if you haven't experienced some of the shit that I've gone through. You know what I mean? And so I was over the weekend talking with talking about Mermaid Junkie Academy, and it's an organization. Basically, it's going to be a massive entity, right? An empire. And what I want to do is have schools across the country that are focused on the arts, focused on trying to teach kids through methodology, which, because I've been a professional mermaid since I was 17 years old, I know my shit. I've been doing this for, 30 plus years, okay? So I'm not like some, you know, cute girl that, I mean, that could be debated by some of you, but cute girl that like just got this idea and caught onto the whirlwind of everybody's a fucking mermaid. Like, I don't know if you guys have noticed this, but like everybody and their mother thinks that they're a mermaid. And that's cool, because I think that it's tapping into the imagination of a human being, even if you're freaking 70 years old. Like, people love the nostalgia of it, silkies, that mythological kind of thing, you know, magazines and people making tales, you know, mermaid tales for people to swim in, little kids to swim in, baby infants are getting photographs in them and things of that nature. And so it's really cool, because I think that's part of the arts and it's tapping into that. But it's more, being a mermaid is like a whole like metamorphosis of a concept and an idea. And so I've spent 7 years creating curriculum for the mind, body, spirit of an entire mermaid, right? It's not just putting on a pretty tail and saying, I'm pretty and look at me. And I know the main reason that most people do it is because a lot of times people are misfits. And you may notice this. It's like a lot of times, many times, and I've seen this myself, is that girls want to put on a mermaid tail. You could take even Kim Kardashian when she dressed up and, you know, for Halloween, and her daughter, they were mermaids, you know, for a couple of Halloweens ago or something. But everybody wants to be a mermaid. Maybe not every single person, okay? But there's a lot of people that secretly maybe think that it's cool, right? And they might not tell you, like, they could have a business suit on, but they like, and wouldn't shoot the shit with you, but like they think about, you know, mermaids and it's cool, right? But this is one of the several of the main reasons that people want to do this, okay? So they like it because most of the times mermaids are misfits. They feel misunderstood. They feel like no one understands them. It's a more artsy thing, okay? Some people are too embarrassed to think like, I'm not gonna look like some loser freak wearing some mermaid scaly tail and acting like a moron, you know what I mean? So a lot of times people secretly think like, oh, that's really cool and mythical, and I think it's really, you know, fairy tale-like and everything, but they wouldn't actually do it themselves, but they kind of dig the shit that other people do. So I think many times girls are like mystified by this fact that like you can feel special, you know, because think about it. You go to a beach or something and you're wearing a mermaid tail, or you go to a public pool and you're wearing a mermaid tail, like everybody's going to pay attention to you. And it has a lot to do with self-worth. So, which is really interesting that this is what the school is going to be about, because we need to break that shit down and like get to the worth of the real person inside. Like, you won't need to necessarily be a mermaid. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, in that sense of feeling special, because you're already gonna be special. Everybody's special in their own way, but it's like I want to de-emphasize the fact that like mermaids, it's not just this pretty cute thing that everybody's doing, you know, and it's popular. Okay, like I get it. I mean, it's a cool thing. But like, here's the thing, is I want it to be cool past this whole cliche of trends and stuff, right? Because this is really about teaching our children, especially like our daughters, but teaching our children the true meaning of what it means to feel self-worthiness, what it means to have confidence, what it means to be selfish in life and put yourself first and not give a rip what anybody else thinks, right? And so it has a lot to do with the arts and everything. So I don't know, you might want to follow me on social media, which is the only social media outlet that Mermaid Junkie Academy has right now is on Instagram, but it's at Mermaid Junkie Academy. And so you can follow along. It's still fresh and still new. We haven't catapulted into like the, you know, mainstream right now, and that's totally fine. But this is like something that's up and coming, and I think it's going to be an educational revolution is what it's going to be. And so I'm going to start out small, obviously, because I can't fucking do everything by myself. Like I need a you know, I'm the catalyst to get this shit done, right? But it's going to take people that have leverage. It's going to take people that have the money, philanthropy behind my message to get this out into the mainstream. And I want it to be like a normal thing. Like when people think of, you know, education, they think of like the arts, and they think of like, oh, you can teach a kid, like, take this idea and fucking run with it. Like any kid that can't learn in school. And I'll tell you the reason that I started Mermaid Junkie Academy is because, okay, so for one thing, I mean, everything there is to know about mermaids, okay? I mean, I have researched them, studied them for years, studied the history, the knowledge, the folklore of it. I am actually a mermaid. I know what it's like to swim and swim. So, you know, like, I know my shit when it comes to mermaids. So I know my thing, okay? Not only that, that was my outlet as a child. When you have an unpleasant childhood, you latch on to things that make you happy, okay? And so you find ways to be happy in your life. Those things in my childhood that made me happy were swimming any chance that I got. I mean, probably because I'm a Pisces too, because I mean, I dig the water, like live for the water. I have to live near the water, right? Okay, but not only that, is that my mom took me, you know, swimming the way parents take their kids to the park. So I don't want you to think this whole thing is about me, but I'm telling you how I started Mermaid Junkie Academy, okay? And and the reasons, my why behind why I started it. So when I was young and I had a very unpleasant childhood, I swam, I painted, I wrote, and these were the things, and read, you know, these were the things that made me happy in life. And when you're a child and you're coming from a very dysfunctional, like, I'm not giving that as an excuse. Like, no, I'm a no bullshitter. Okay, I get it. But I'm trying to explain to you the reason that people do, why they do the things that they do, if that makes any sense. Like, everybody has a reason why they do shit. Like, you might look at the, you know, Tom down the street and it's like, he really is crazy about sports, okay? Like, whatever reason, like, he's just bananas about sports, you know, or say it's football or something. There is a reason in someone's heart why that they are attracted to certain things. It's not like, oh, that person's weird, why are they like that? Like, you didn't walk in their footsteps. You didn't walk in my footsteps. So you don't know why I became a mermaid. You don't know why I'm weird and why I have this YouTube channel. You don't know what the why to a lot of things. So when you're sitting there judging people, which once again comes back to like, let's love ourselves and not judge people, right? Is you don't know their experiences. You don't know their history. You don't know what happened. So anyway, so when I was little, those were the things that brought me joy, was swimming, writing, reading, painting, and I love that. I couldn't get enough of it, right? And so it brought me joy. Well, then when I was in my teens or whatever, I lived right next to Weeki Wachee Springs, which is the only place in the world that has live mermaids in a literal river. Like, the mermaids literally perform in the mouth of the Weeki Wachee River, okay? And so, like, there's tanks and there's people, you know, across the country or whatever, but they're pools mostly. But yeah, it literally, we learned from the mouth of the river. So that's some cool shit, right? So anyway, you could Google Weeki Wachee Springs, like, and it's now a state park. But anyway, like, ABC used to own them. So I wanted to get a really cool job. Of course, I love swimming. There was a lot of people in my family that actually were mermaids. And then there was some people that actually in my family tried to be a mermaid, but they couldn't pass the, you know, the testing and all of that, because it's like really rigid testing. And you have to be really, really good and comfortable in the water. I mean, like, you have to be like a fish out of water. You literally need to be very, very acclimated to it, you know, not be afraid of it, any of that, because it's really compounds when you put all of that performance and stuff into that particular job. So I went to go get the job and actually landed the job. So that continued my career because I loved it so much. I was like, I mean, how many people get to say like, oh, my job, I'm a mermaid? No, I'm literally a mermaid. Like, I swim for a living and make good money, right? And so at the time, I made really killer money, more than any of my friends that were at school and doing co-op, you know? I was making killer money and I was performing as a mermaid. So that's something really cool that that I could say that I had done. And it's kind of gets in your blood, like in your bloodstream, and you just never, for the most part, like once you're a mermaid, you're always a mermaid, like at Wikiwachi, that's like our little saying that we say. But anyway, so sorry about that. I think I have a little bit of allergies, but all the pollen and everything for spring is coming, around the beaches and all that kind of stuff, and I'm so excited about it. But anyway, so fast forward, I have kids, I'm, have my own tails, and I do little shows and stuff, and I'll pose for birthday parties and swim with my kids in the pool and, be pretend mermaid, try to teach them stuff, synchronized swimming things, and, and still work at my craft, right? Because you still have to work at your craft. Even though I wasn't literally, after I moved away, I didn't literally work at Wikiwachi Springs, I still wanted to keep that kind of thing going, and you have to work and hone your craft. Like, you can't just sit there and go, oh, I want to do this, and then not put the work in. And that's one thing that I want to talk to, especially young girls about, is that, and moms, because I want you to, I want you to understand that we need to keep these kids, we need to teach these kids that you have to work at what you want in life. Work in the sense that it's going to sound more like play to me, okay? So maybe I should change that dialogue to get going with you in a different manner, because it's not work to me. Do you know what I mean? I'll spend 13 hours a day at writing stuff, researching stuff, reading stuff on mermaids, reading things about, Pirates of the Caribbean and how did they do this and how did they use the, cinematography and that's not work to me. That's fun. Now, in a technical term, you would say, oh yeah, I'm spending lots of hours, going to sleep, waking up, writing a blog post and spending 5 hours on it and trying to get photos and editing and all that. Now, that doesn't sound like, that you don't see that shit. Like, all these kids nowadays don't see that shit. They think, oh, I'm just up, this is what I'm going to do, and I'm just, this is what I'm going to be. And so let me buy a mermaid tail online, and I'm going to do this. This is going to be my job. Or you're going to start making mermaid tails. Like, you know what? Maybe you're not that good at making mermaid tails. Maybe your tails suck in the water, okay? So I'm just here to break it down and explain to young girls, like, there's more to just the surface of being something and saying you're this one thing and then you're really not, okay? It takes a lot of work, it takes effort, it takes experience, it takes a lifelong journey, and you're still never going to get it done. Like, you're still going to be on your deathbed thinking, oh, I still have so much to do, right? But we want you to be at the point to where you're doing all this and you never have regrets in your life, right? So getting back to continuing the reason why I started Mermaid Junkie Academy was, so I'm raising my little ones, right? And I'm doing all of these different things that are going to be a part of the curriculum for Mermaid Junkie Academy, right? I'm not just going to tell you to sew your mermaid tail. We're going to get our asses out there or our tails out there, and I'm going to teach you girls how to sew. I'm going to teach you moms how to sew, I've been doing this stuff behind the scenes. I know how to embroider. I know how to can. I know for us how to grow our own food. Yeah, it's old school to a certain degree, but what I want to teach girls is it's not about money. It's not about having all these things in life or being this certain way. I want you to realize that you need to be self-sufficient, because it's not about money. It's not about looking for the come up of some guy because you have daddy issues when you're young. We want to get that shit taken care of. And if you go to Mermaid Junkie Academy, you will, because you won't have daddy issues. You'll be like, you don't need anybody to fucking make it in life. You'll make it yourself, okay? And so I want to strategically teach these girls to do this. Now, I know a lot of women want this shit because WikiWatchy has this like mermaid camp for women and mermaid camps for children, like girls and stuff, like boys too, but it's more dominantly girls, right? But I want to take it to the leading edge. Like I'm taking it past the leading edge, okay? So what I decided to do was, when my two oldest children were going to go into high school. Now, I talked about wanting to homeschool them forever and a day, but the ex wouldn't have of it or hear of it and didn't think that I was probably equipped to do it, which, fuck you, I'm smart enough. Yeah, I know, I probably still have a little anger issues, you know, but listen, I don't care. I'm forgiving to myself. I don't hold myself accountable for the fact that I have real emotions. Some things I think were dick moves and I don't like them, and I'm still working through that shit. And so I think if you're gonna, you know, come to my channel, or you're gonna say, oh well, Raquel is this, or Raquel is that, or Raquel's insecure, you can see that you don't have self-worth from a mile away. Whatever. Well, guess what? If I put you on blast, you probably fucking don't either. So everything is a work in progress, and don't shoot me down, or you can devastate me by hurting my feelings and saying that I'm this or that or whatever, right? But at the same time, I'm gonna really, really care what you say. My feelings are gonna be hurt, okay? But at the same time, I'm not gonna give a rat's ass what you think about me. When it comes down to it, I'm in my head more than you. I don't really care what my husband thinks, what my kids think, what my ex-husband thinks, what the mayor of the city of Tampa thinks. I don't give a damn. But at the same time, I do. I care. I'm sensitive. I'm vulnerable. And I'm never going to give that up about myself, because there's so many people on YouTube. And let me just say, like, all you spiritual leader teachers out there that have YouTube channels that, like, okay, you might have 1 million and 2 million and 8 million subscribers, right? But you don't fucking truly interact with your subscribers. And they might be numbers sitting there, but if you're sitting there wanting the number, or you're no longer looking at your subs like these are people out here that I'm giving you everything. Listen, I'm fucking working for you, okay? I'm never gonna forget that. I'm never gonna forget the fact that I had 5 subscribers at one time, and those people were devout to me, and you guys paid attention to me. You listened to what I was saying, and who am I? Who am I for you to listen to what I'm saying, right? But you guys, some of you guys on YouTube, and I'm calling all you spiritual leaders out, you have gotten on this high and mighty bullshit tangent that send me a DM, send me a Snapchat, and I'll answer your questions. I get thousands of emails a day, and I don't have time. Basically, what you're saying is like, let me just pump myself up and say, look, I got numbers, okay? Numbers are going to speak for you for a certain amount of time, but I would rather have 200 subscribers, which I have a lot more than 200 subscribers, okay? But as soon as you guys see that I'm in some way bullshitting you, or you think that you discover a truth about me, that's why I'm so fucking open with you, is because if you were to ever look into someone else that you like, revere, is like, oh, this great person, and they're this, and look at them on social media, and you kind of follow along on them on their social media Instagram account, and they got all pretty shit pictures, pretty shit pictures, but like they have pretty pictures, and like, oh, and they only say a few perfect, politically correct bullshit to you. Listen, and they never respond. Have you ever noticed that? Like, there's a lot of them, like these accounts on social media, like, the reason that it burns me up is because people don't like bullshitters. People don't like deception. I can guarantee you I will have a lot bigger of a tribe if I have some 500 fucking people on my Instagram following me, but I really have friendships with these people. I really fucking care what's going on in your life tomorrow when it's Tuesday and nobody gives a rat's ass because your Instagram person that you're looking up to or you think they have pretty pictures, right, could give a rat's ass about you. It's about the number, or it's about getting their come up, or it's about, oh, let me sell this piece of art, or let me get these numbers because I want you to see me in this magazine bullshit, right? I'm caring about you on Tuesday when fucking nobody cares about you. You just realized you found out that somebody fucking died in your family that you were close to, or your damn cat got hit, and now you're like devastated because your cat was like a kid to you. Okay, I'm the one sitting there caring about you. I'm the one that means something. I'm the one that's gonna give you the time of day when I have 2 million subscribers. I'm gonna fucking remember you and not just give you this bullshit line and never respond to you. Like, that riles my ass up to no end, and I think it's because of the deception. I have been deceived by people just recently and in my past, okay? And in my marriage, my old marriage, my ex, like, deception is big time for me. So when people will forgive a lot of shit, and I don't know if you guys agree with me or not. Like, leave me in the comments. Let me know. Like, do you fucking agree with me? Like, you can do a lot of shit to people, okay? Like, just prime example. I used to think Wendy Williams was the cat's meow. I was like, oh my God, she's totally not racist. Like, she's like a people person. She's our people, right? Okay, oh, she's great and wonderful, and she tells it like it is, and I love her. She's a Cancer. She's great, right? Okay, well then when this bullshit happens with her husband, and all the receipts are shown, and it's like, he's literally in the car with this girl, this mistress or whatever. He's literally like, there's receipts of like the mortgage, and you see the ring on her finger, and like you see them coming out of places publicly. And then it's like she faints on camera because it was her Halloween costume. Okay, listen. Anybody else call bullshit on that? Or am I the only fucking one sitting here going, no? You can sit here and dish it out to everybody in Hollywood. Kevin Hart, I mean, she was blasting his ass, and she's basically living with the same person that did this to her. Like, don't fucking do that shit to me. Don't play me. Don't play me and then sit up there in your purple chair and, oh, well, I'm the one that has the ring and I'll let you know if it's a hot topic. Bullshit, okay? I was married to an actor and a comedian and somebody that works on the news, okay? It's an act, okay? When people are on TV, you can say, oh, I forgot the camera's there on these reality shows. I forgot the camera's there. I'm just so used to it. Okay, listen, there's maybe a hair of a percentage that you're forgetting that the fucking camera's there, but let me just tell you something. You will clean your shit up. I clean my shit up to a degree. You're not gonna see my floor right now in my kitchen because I haven't swept, and there's rabbit hay all on there, and my husband tracked his boots in from being a landscaper, and there's dirt on the floor. No, I'm not gonna fucking show you that, but I'm gonna tell you it. And so when these people act like, oh, I'm gonna tell you like it is. No, you're not fucking telling me like it is. I'm calling you on your bullshit, especially Wendy Williams. Let me just tell you, that has riled my ass up to no end. I've watched her since day one. And then this shit happens, and I don't know, is it karma or what? But she hasn't been the same. Have you noticed she doesn't even talk to, I know this is, I'm going all over the fucking place. I will, chop this video. Maybe I'll chop this video. Or maybe I'll just leave the whole fucking thing rambling for 50 minutes and you can turn my ass off. I don't care. But that thing with Wendy Williams, I don't know what it was, but that burned my ass so bad, and I've just not been more pissed about it in my freaking entire life. And that's what's gotten me onto to deception, is that you can pull a lot of shit. you can even, sometimes people will forgive you for a murder, okay? Sometimes even people will forgive you for certain things. But like, you try to deceive somebody, you're never fucking getting them back. And I'll tell you from experience, you do that to me, that the day that happened, I never watched Wendy Williams again. Okay, now I'll see clippets and shit like that because like social media, like in the public, like TMZ will talk about them or whatever, you know, and bring those little clips up, or you'll see it like Watch What Happens Live or something. And they'll make a comment, like Andy Cohen will make a comment or something. But let me just tell you, you ain't fucking fooling nobody, Wendy. I'm telling you right now, you're not fooling anybody. You can sit there till the cows come home and pretend that, well, I'm telling it like it is. You know, I don't even care if you guys think that about me. Oh, Raquel thinks she's telling it like it is. And she's not really telling it like it is. But it's just really funny. Okay, so that's the thing about deception. Is like everybody wants to sit here and act gangster. Okay, you know that quote? Until it's time to do gangster shit. It's time to eat your own shit or suffocate your own shit, and nobody wants to do it. You want to talk a good game. Look how good of a parent I am. I'm totally responsible and taking time out for my children. Okay, but really you're not. You know what you're doing? You're posting photos on social media with your kids beside you. Let's hug and kiss and pretend that we're lovey-dovey. And behind the camera, when the camera just shot out and you're like saying, I'm going to post this on social media because I'm the perfect dad. Okay, I don't fucking need that, okay? I don't need to post shit about my kids and saying, look what I did for their birthday. Look at the presents I got them for their birthday. Because I was sitting there wiping their ass, okay? When they were crying all night long and I was taking them for 7 hours. Or when they had earaches. Or when they couldn't go to sleep. Or when they had a rash and they were bleeding because it was so bad, okay? Those are the times my kids are going to fucking remember. So when you think you're pulling this bullshit wool over somebody's eyes, like, look how good of a parent I am because I went to their football game. Nobody cares. They'll feed you a line of bullshit all day long. Let's comment in their section. You're such a wonderful father. You're such a wonderful person. Listen, but you don't know the 99.9% of bullshit that they're deceiving you with. So let's just go with that. Why don't you start doing some investigating there? Okay? So that's the thing that's riled my ass, is because I see all these moms and these parents acting like you're so committed to being a good parent. When you know what? You never were fucking there. No one even remembers you remotely. Don't even see your child until he's 7 years old. So don't act like you're this great parent when you need sympathy and you need people to, you know, pat you on the back and give you accolades. Because you know what? 2 months from now, 2 years from now, 2 weeks from now, those people don't give a damn about you. They might write a good comment on there and you got 387 comments and 2,000 likes. Where are those people when you're down and out and you're feeling like shit and you're lonely and there's no one there on your deathbed? Where are those people? Guess what? I'm going to be the people that's cheering you on. Okay, so let's just fucking remember that. Okay? So yeah, that's one thing that I wanted to get off my chest. The other thing I wanted to get off my chest is continuing the conversation about Mermaid Junkie Academy, okay? So when my older boys were going to high school, they didn't want to be homeschooled. I wanted to homeschool them. Actually, I take that back. My oldest one wanted to be homeschooled, but the dad wouldn't have anything to do with it because he didn't think I was capable of doing it. You know, fuck you, right? That's another reason that I have this like all empowerment for women, is because I'll get to the point to where that shit doesn't bother me and I'll be like, you know, water off a duck's back kind of thing. But I'm gonna let you see the raw me, like shit that pisses me off, like doing bullshit behind the scenes of like acting like you're all this kind of person and you're really not. It's like I could call so many people, especially the ex, out, or so many people out on the carpet like, you're a dumb fuck, or you're a dumbass because you're sitting there doing all this. And like, you guys, they're playing you for a fool. These people in your life, and you think, oh, it's wonderful and lovely. They're just the cat's meow. Yeah, okay. Let's do the cat's meow when 3 months down the road when you're getting a divorce and you're feeling all bad about yourself and you're like, nobody loves me, nobody cares. Yep, that's right. Nobody loves, nobody cares about you. None of those people on social media give a rat's behind about you, okay? It's only what you could do for them. How can you make them feel good? And I'm going to tell you right now, that's the other reason. I don't need your shit. I love you. I want you to watch my channel. I want it to fucking go viral, okay? But if it doesn't, I don't give a rat's ass either. I'll fucking talk to this camera and there's no fucking person behind there and no one hits a one view and 20 people fucking liked my thing and the 7 billion people in the world. I don't give a damn. Okay? Yeah, I'm hot under the collar lately about this bullshit. I just see bullshit. And it's like, I'm done with the bullshit. You know what? You're going to act like an ass. I'm going to call you out. I'm going to call your ass out on the carpet. No more of this. Hey, sweet Raquel, I love you to death. And I do want to start the academy. I am starting the fucking academy. Ain't nobody stopping me. Listen, and you sit there and tell me you need to temper yourself, Raquel. Okay, this is the latest thing that I've heard. You need to temper yourself, Raquel, because you curse too much. And little girls, parents aren't going to want their girls to come to your academy if they, your logo and your branding has girls with tits on them. The mermaids don't have tops on them. God forbid, you guys, you're not in touch with your body enough to know it's a piece of art that you're going to be that. I don't want you in the academy anyway. I don't want your asses bringing your daughters to my school. Don't fucking bring them. I'm not contending with that bullshit. If you're so close-minded that you can't see how I'm trying to teach girls and how much I will cry because I love your fucking daughters so much or your sons, then don't have anything to do with me. Click off, unsubscribe. Don't give me your 2 cents. I care so much about your kids. That's why I'm starting this. Do you think I spend late nights and weekends working my fucking ass off and building this curriculum and this entire system, this whole thing of like, okay, how can I get fucking lots of real estate? Like, where are you real estate? You land developers. I need your ass, okay? I need you to be open-minded, but I need you to open your fucking wallet and open your mind to understanding what my concept is here. Like, I'm not playing small, mediocre bullshit. This is like catapulting into like the extreme, okay? This is like fucking a little teeny Montessori school on steroids, on crack, okay? I don't have time for minuscule scarcity mentality. And if you're a parent that is coming to me like this and you're gonna remove stuff or you're not gonna follow me on Mermaid Junkie Academy because my images have mermaids and they don't have tops on them, well, good riddance, okay? Because you know what? You're never gonna find somebody out there that cares more about your daughter or your son than me, besides you, okay? And I know you fucking love your kids. So just know that. I come from a place of good. I come from a place of kindness. I come from a place of freaking a lot of love. And so if you're gonna reject me, that's fine. Swim on down, okay? You'll be back around because you'll realize I'm still here doing this shit and grinding it out 5 years from now when you're sitting on the beach and like, oh, or you're devastated because some life tragedy happened to you. I'm still gonna be here grinding it out, caring about your daughters, wanting your kids to learn and wanting them to realize concepts and how can I get this kid to learn math? How can I get this kid to learn measurements? By making their own fucking mermaid tail and sewing it. And we're gonna do it and they're gonna feel happy and good about what they're wearing because guess what? They did it themselves. That's how you teach kids. That's how kids learn. That's how I learned. That's how my kids learned because I pulled their asses out of school, okay? Started homeschooling them with my own curriculum. My one kid couldn't freaking learn. He was a phenomenal cartoon artist. He like drew from the time he was like, could go mana, okay? He was drawing And drawing brought that kid happiness. He would draw for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours. Still does to this day, okay? And, but he couldn't learn. He couldn't sit in school. And so, if you know anything about me or you know about my channel, I'm like a rebel. Don't tell me that I have to do this to my kid. Don't tell me I got to put my kid on Ritalin because they're acting up. They're too hyperactive. He doesn't know how to sit still. He's not a good student. He's failing. He's getting F's. He's not going to pass. I'm going to hold him back. You need to have him do all these different classes and take, get these counselors and people to help him on the side and pay more money. And I'm just like, no, I'm not doing it. So what I did is took my kid out of school, I homeschooled him, and let him learn everything there was to fucking learn. He learned history. He learned about artists, the artists that he loves, cartoonists. We're going to Disney. Okay, you're going to learn how Walt Disney did it. Okay, this is how we teach kids. This is creating a revolution, an educational revolution with kids. Find something a kid fucking loves. They love skateboarding. Eat, breathe, and shit skateboarding with this kid. I guarantee you. Take my idea, run with it, because guess what? You won't have the stamina to keep up with me, okay? If it's anything to do with mermaids, I'm your girl, okay? If the kid loves rap music, like my middle son, he was going to be put in an alternative school. No, I'm not putting him in alternative school. So I just said, screw you. I'm not listening to the ex-husband anymore. I'm doing what I want. I will make sure this kid learns. Okay, he learned, and both of them graduated with high honors, and they love exactly what they do, okay? Because schooling, if a kid doesn't do good in fucking school, they're labeled something for the rest of their damn lives. And these kids are geniuses, and most of your kids are geniuses. But guess what? People label them, society puts rules on them, and puts them in a freaking box, and that's not true about your kids. So yeah, why do I start Mermaid Junkie Academy? Because this is how I learned. This is how I taught my kids to learn. I freaking have been in the trenches. I did it. I stayed up 9 hours teaching my kid a curriculum twice that he failed and flunked in school. Am I going to sit there with the science book? Hell yeah. Am I going to sit there and go, I don't really care about Eminem. I don't really care what his child was. But guess what? We're going to fucking grind it out and watch 8 Mile if that's your favorite movie, and you're going to learn about this Eminem's history, because this is teaching you history and life lessons. Listen, people, kids will suck onto that shit like sponges. Okay, I did. My kids did. I mean, that's why my kids are where they are today. I'm not just telling you this bullshit line. All my kids had jobs when they were 15 years old. Okay, I'm not just telling you this because it's this pie in the sky idea. I'm telling you because I've lived it. I did it with my kids. I wish my mom would have done this with me, but my mom was too insecure. She didn't have the stamina to do it. She didn't have the guts and because there is no freaking glory when you're doing it. Okay, so I really wanted to really talk to you guys about that because I'm super passionate about it. I'm super highly, highly motivated by it. And that's what keeps me up at night. That's what keeps me awake on the weekends. That's what causes me to go to the farmer's market and buy chickens, because I want to know, how do I teach these girls and boys and kids to learn to respect nature, to appreciate that you don't need anybody for anything. You don't. You just need you, and you need the universe, and you need the self-love, and you can do anything you want to do. You can fly to the moon. You literally can be an astronaut. It doesn't have to be this pipe dream when you're a little kid. And then as you get older, these insecure people that are around you, or these teachers tell you, oh, yeah, let's get real. Like, you're not going to make money off of being an artist, Raquel. Like, that's not going to pay your bills. Really? Really? It doesn't pay my bills? I think it kind of does pay my bills. Okay? So yeah, I'm not going to listen to anybody saying any bullshit to me anymore, right? So I hope you guys understand how much I love Mermaid Junkie Academy and how much I want you to subscribe to the idea of Mermaid Junkie Academy. Okay? So I think, You guys, can you tell I didn't put my oils on? Like, I'm totally hyper. But no, I'm like this a lot. Like, I get riled up in the sense that that's a positive thing, right? Because I'm passionate. Okay, so you could say that. No, I'm not riled up or angry, whatever. Like, sometimes I get angry. Like, I'm a normal human being. I get angry. But I want you to understand the passion and the idea that I have, that if I can find the right influencers, the right people to back my message, because I don't fucking care that I have mauve carpet or cement floors in my cottage. I don't care. Think all you want about me. This isn't about keeping up with the Joneses. I don't care what people think about me. I don't care that I need to have, the plumbing fixed in my bathroom, or that my trim molding on my house is not completely done. I don't care what you think about where I live. I don't care about any of that. What I care about is the message. I don't need money to make me feel important. I don't need money to go, look how special I am because I have all this money. Like, this is about the message. Like, I don't care. I don't need anything to live. Like, I mean, that's not true. I do need like some food, here and there, whatever. But what I'm saying is I don't need I don't need money to make me feel good. And I've worked through that my entire life. And there's probably still some remnants of my self-worth that you could look back on my videos for the past 4 years, right? Of me doing these videos. Like, it's not about money. Like, there's people that I know that have, 6, 7, 8 figures, and my friends or people that are around me, like literally my neighbors, are sitting on millions of dollars and they're freaking miserable. Okay? Like, I know several celebrities, like in the celebrity world, that have a lot of money and they still have like this much self-worth. So they have to go buy shit, and you got to keep up with that, Joanna Gaines, or you interior decorators, or you photographers got to keep up and buy the white couch, and you got to keep up with the, what's hot in Target, and I'm going to this place because I'm going to DIY myself, and maybe I'll get a show like Joanna and Chip Gaines, or, you think you got to spread in a magazine and you're just hot to trot. But guess what? Where are you going to be if you're not focusing on the internal part of you, or you're living on your accolades of 10 years ago? Like, when are you going to start living in the future? Like, nobody fucking cares that you had a craft show or a great successful business 10 years ago. Where are these people now? Nobody knows you. Okay? So stop living off the past and talking about the glory days, because nobody cares. Nobody cares. Nobody's going to care about this video 10 minutes after I fucking upload it and publish it to YouTube. Nobody's going to care, okay? Unless it has good content. Unless it's good evergreen shit, right? It needs to be good content. And I hope that you guys think this is good content. Okay. So I just want you to know that I love you. I sincerely love you. I'm thinking about all you guys. I've seen on some of you guys' social media, like, you've really been like reaching out to me and saying how much you appreciate my channel and appreciate my style. Appreciate like me saying it like it is. I appreciate that stuff. Thank you so much, because there's a lot of people that also think that what I'm saying or don't know about me. Like, it's funny because a lot of people, like, I have a good amount of subscribers, right? But people that aren't on YouTube or like aren't into like the spirituality like channels and stuff, they don't know me, But it's just funny that a lot of times I feel like I've talked to them because I'm always talking to you guys. And so when I'm sitting there like in my normal life and I'm like, oh yeah, oh no, I didn't tell you that because that was on my YouTube channel. I forgot, sorry. Like, and then you kind of have to like feel like just, can I send you a link? You know what I mean? Like, I'm sitting there talking to a friend or something and I'm like, oh, let me send you a link because I don't feel like telling this whole story again. That sounds mean. No, I'm teasing. But no, it's funny because I forget sometimes that like I've talked to you guys, but the other people that haven't watched my channel, like even my husband are like close family members. They're like, I don't care about that. Like, Raquel, what else is Raquel saying? You know what I mean? Because they're like, Oh, she's been like that her whole life. Like, nobody cares about what I'm saying, right? Nobody cares. But you know what? It's only going to take the right people that care that's going to back my idea up and Mermaid Junkie Academy with the mission, the message. That's what I care about, getting the message across. And I don't care about anything else. I'm going to live, eat, and breathe Mermaid Junkie Academy and the message that we have to teach our young kids to love themselves, to be self-sufficient, to be confident, to have self-worth, to love what they do and not give a rip what anybody else thinks, and to just go and live their dreams. Dreams do come true. I'm living proof. Dreams come true. So I just want to leave that with you. I hope this served you in some way. I'm not going to apologize because I went all over the place. You guys know me. If you're a subscriber on my channel, you know how I am. I love you so much. Thanks for hanging out with me. Thanks for swimming by and visiting with me. And as always, I'm yours until my next swim. And also follow me on Mermaid Junkie Academy or Raquel Margaret Carter. That's my personal Instagram page. And other than that, I don't really, no, I actually do have a Twitter. So I think it's at Junkie Academy. And so for details and things that are happening behind the scenes, okay? I love you. And subscribe, click like if you like the video, comment below if there's anything you want to tell me or say, and give a mermaid her fins by subscribing to the channel. Thank you. Have a great day. I love you. I'm yours until my next swim. Ciao.